Good evening and a warm welcome to Superscreen News at 6, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Olamide Onka. Many thanks for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari says his administration will not disappoint Nigerians, adding that his government is doing everything possible to ameliorate hardship. President Buhari disclosed this during an All Progressive Congress rally in Duse as part of activities of his working visits to Jigawa State. The president said he's aware of the hardship being faced by the people as a result of the economic crunch and hiking prices of essential commodities. He said the federal government had stopped the importation of rice to encourage local production and empower the farmers. The Senate has confirmed that the suspension issued to Senator Ovi Omagege has been invalidated by a federal high court. It also stated that the access to be given to Omagege is in compliance with the court order, noting that the judgment has been appealed while a motion for stay of execution of the order has been filed. You will recall that the Senate had on April 12, 2018 suspended Omagege for 90 legislative days for dragging the chamber to court over the amendment to the Electoral Act 2010, which seeks to reshuffle the sequence of polls during a general election. However, her federal high court in Abuja, preceded by Justice Nnamdi Digba, has nullified the suspension with immediate effect. Meanwhile, Senator representing Delta Central Omo Geye has been failed to appear at plenary today. The embattled lawmakers premised his resumption on a high court judgment that overruled the suspension slammed on him by the Senate. You will recall that Omagege was suspended over his comments to the Senate, alleged to have tarnished the image of the hallowed chamber. When the court delivered judgment in his favor, he made declarations that he would resume plenary to continue to represent his constituents, but was not seen today. The Senate leadership has, however, reconsidered its position and decided to comply with the judgment of the Federal High Court and do nothing to stop Omagege from his rescheduled resumption. A Kogi High Court has struck out the assassination case filed by Senator representing Kogi Senatorial District, Senator Dino Melaye. Melaye had in April 2017 approached the court alleging an assassination attempt on his life by the chairman, Association of Local Government of Nigeria, Taufik Issa, and 4 others. Others standing trial alongside Ade Obege, Abdullahi Issa, Michael Bamidele, and Ahmed Ajayi. Ruling on the matter, the trial judge, Fola Ajayi, expressed regrets that the prosecution counsel could not open his case despite being aforementioned. A lawmaker representing Rivers East Senatorial District, Magnus Abe, has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to intervene in the crisis rocking the All Progressives Congress APC in Rivers State. The lawmaker, who disclosed this to journalists in Abuja, advised the president not to surrender the party to the whim and caprices of those he described as men without conscience.
This party cannot trade its soul to massage the ego of any individual. An order of court is an order of the court. There must be a limit to which we can descend in obeisance to power. A political party founded on the principle of change, modeled after a president who went to court 4 times because of his conviction and his belief in the rule of law, cannot turn around today at the instigation of one man to publicly, in front of the entire country, disobey an order of court. I respectfully call on our president not to surrender our nation and our party to men without conscience. This party must, I repeat, this party must distance itself from the show of shame that is currently going on in Rivers State.
Reacting to allegations of working with Governor Nyesom Wike to destabilize the party in Rivers State, Senator Abe denied this, saying the Rivers citizens should be allowed to decide who will lead them.
People make very inconsistent claims. All along you have heard that, oh, why Senator Abe is doing this is because he says he must be governor. How will I go and work with, what will I be in Wike's government? Secretary to government? Or is Wike handing over his government to me? People should look at the facts on the ground and make informed decisions based on the actions of people and not based on rhetoric. We have a situation where leaders of the party were removed from their positions. Was that done by me to help the government, or who did it? This is a senator whose contribution to this party nobody can dispute. But he was removed as a leader in his local government, not even in his senatorial district. Chief Orwell Oyeso, a known grassroots mobilizer in Rivers State, who was a senatorial leader, not a local government leader, was removed as a local government leader in favor of a former chairman of a local government council. Are these the actions of those who are fighting the governor and want APC to win elections? Let us not listen to what people are saying.
Lawmaker representing Rivers East Senatorial District, Magnus Abe, speaking there. Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha has insisted on a fresh date for the All Progressives Congress APC World Congress in the state. The governor, while addressing his loyalists, said there will be no local government congress in the state until the crisis of the World Congress is rectified. Okorocha, also in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary Sam Owemedo, asked the loyal party members to relax, assuring them that the National Working Committee of the party will fix new dates for the world and local government congresses of the party in the state. They said the sensitive materials meant for the world congresses of the party in Imo State was stolen, making the exercise not to take place on Saturday. The political class has been urged to protect all institutions in Nigeria. Legal practitioner Tunde Kolawole made the appeal in an interview with Superscreen while reacting to activities that characterize the All Progressives Congress wards and local government areas congresses.
Reacting on the activities that characterized the All Progressives Congress APC ward and local government area congresses, this legal practitioner Tunde Kolawole urged the political class to respect all institutions in the country and invariably work on promoting peace and unity.
This portends a lot of danger for all of us and all that. It shows us that the people in the APC are not different from the people in the PDP or any of these other political parties. It also shows us that for most of the people in the APC, the political party is just a mere vehicle through which they want to realize their respective political ambition. It also tells us that the APC have learned nothing from the past and they have forgotten nothing, and they are ready to continue with all the bad things that are associated with politics of the past, in terms of thuggery, in terms of bribery, in terms of hooliganism, in terms of lack of respect for the rule of law. And if that is the case, you and I could almost predict that they would also want to tamper with the 2018 election in terms of trying to enforce or trying to impose their will on the average Nigerian. The country exists, that is why politicians also exist. If the country doesn't exist, there's not going to be any political class. So the political class must be mindful of protecting the country, or protecting the judiciary, or protecting all institutions that we do have in this country. Because if you don't protect institutions, you destroy those institutions. Lo and behold, what you are indirectly doing is also destroying yourself in the process.
You will recall that the party's ward and LGA congresses in different parts of the country recorded violence as evident in Imo, Enugu states, Edo, and Lagos State, where one person died in Agege. And the one that many will not forget in a hurry is that of Rivers State, where sporadic shooting caused by a battle for supremacy between Senator Magnus Abe and Rotimi Amechi.
Rivers State.
Reacting on this development, these Nigerians expressed divergent views, while some are pessimistic of a peaceful election in 2019, others expressed optimism.
If this general election, there will be no violence, but at the current level, everybody is showing power tussle here and there. That is why you see violence everywhere. Even if a PDP today start doing their congresses, you will see where problem lies. So congresses, there are bound to be problem.
It was a shame if they could not conduct an ordinary World Congress election. So we wonder what will happen in 2019 general election. And it is quite unfortunate that APC, being the ruling party, that they could not be able to manage their own internal affairs. INEC should be totally independent, understand? Because the success of election depends on them. And they really need to conduct a free and fair election.
There have always been violence at the worst level, anyway, in the previous elections. So I think this time around it was minimal. So we should expect that it should improve in 2019.
On its part, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike attributed the attack on the court to a coup and a threat on democracy.
This is a complete coup by Nigerian police and the APC to say that they overthrow the government of Rivers State. I've said it before, and I thank God we are vindicated. They are trying to see how the military will take over the government of Nigeria, knowing fully well that they are not likely to win elections. So for them, we are going to foment any problem.
But what does the law say about such situation in Rivers State where a group shut down courts to prevent ruling?
It's an outright desecration of the judicial system. And it is not the first time it's going to be happening. You will recollect, initially before Fayose was sworn in, there were certain cases before the court. In order for the court not to deliver its ruling or judgment in respect of those cases and order, it was alleged that Governor Fayose mobilized talks to the courts and order, and then destabilizes the proceedings, destabilize the proceedings that were going on, and court went in there tearing the files and all the documents that were before the court, and up to today, nobody has been punished for that desecration of the justice system. With regards to what has happened in Rivers State specifically, you could say that the people who have engaged in that heinous act have fallen for what we describe as contempt of court. To that extent, if they could be apprehended, that is if the police is interested, because we saw most of the people who did the destruction on camera, the police could always trace these people, apprehend them, arrest them, and then bring them before the court.
In preparation for the general elections, however, Nigerians have been urged to be peaceful and protect their votes in 2019. Adinke Owoye Ajiboye, Superscreen News.
The Federal Capital Territory Police Command has confirmed the arrest of 60 members of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria in a territory during a violent protest in Abuja. You will recall that the group defied warning from the police and staged the violent protest to demand the release of their leader, Ibrahim El-Zakzaky, who had been in detention since 2016. The spokesman of police in Abuja, Deputy Superintendent of Police, Anjuguri Menza, confirmed the arrest to journalists in an interview at Garki Hospital. Menza, who said though the citizens has the right to protest, advised that they should do that in a civil manner and not disturb public peace. Governor Nasiru El-Rufai says his administration will take legal action against individuals and institutions that announce false results in the just concluded local government election in Kaduna State. Nasiru El-Rufai reiterated the willingness of his administration to investigate and prosecute political forces that tries to sabotage the process. He expressed delight with the people of Kaduna State for the peaceful and orderly conduct of the May 12 local government elections. The nationwide strike embarked upon by health workers may have suffered a setback following resolve by doctors to render services and kick against the demands of the health workers. The national chairman of JOESU, Bill Bemeye Joshua, alerted the doctors to make efforts to frustrate ongoing talks to end the strike. Josiah raised the alarm when he fielded questions from journalists in Abuja and also accused the Ministry of Health of collaborating with the doctors in suppressing Juheshu's legitimate demands. The strike by the union has so far crippled healthcare delivery in the public health institutions across the country, but the doctors rendered services. Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, has confirmed that negotiations are on with Juheshu to end the strike. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, has called for a high level of vigilance by the airlines, especially those operating international and regional flights into the country. General Manager, Public Affairs, NCAA, Sam Adurogboye, made the call in a statement issued in Lagos to journalists. Adurogboye said a circular being signed by the agency's Director General, Captain Mukhtar Osman, has been dispatched to all the airlines. He further explained that the airlines are informed of the outbreak of Ebola virus disease in the Democratic Republic of Congo on May the 8th. The general manager said the outbreak in DRC is yet to be declared by the World Health Organization. The NCAA, Federal Ministry of Health, and all the relevant agencies have been taking concerted steps to ensure the virus does not creep into Nigeria once again. You're watching Superscreen News at 6. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some business stories. Stay with us.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigeria government are keeping quiet. Housemen are killing people. Why?
It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family.
You are affecting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not to mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Say each shop there are 4 million naira. So I don't have the money, so I have to leave.
If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it.
The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Welcome back, and now for some business stories. The trial of top executives from two oil majors, ENI and Shell, over alleged corruption in Nigeria started with a brief procedural hearing and a decision to re-adjourn to next month. The trial, which was initially scheduled to begin on March the 5th at the Milan court, was postponed until May 14th and transferred to another chamber. The Milan court said the next hearing, set for June 20th, will assess requests from third parties, including a series of international non-profit organizations, to join the case. A lawyer representing the Nigerian government, Domenico Cantoni, has also confirmed he's stepping down from his role. The Milan prosecutors allege that bribes were paid to win the license to explore an oil block that holds an estimated 9 billion barrels of oil, but which was never entered into production. The National Assembly has been presented with the 2018 budget by the Committee on Appropriations to debate on. The 2018 budget is presented at the Senate during plenary, which is expected to be deliberated by the senators on Wednesday and hoping to be passed on May 17, 2018. You will recall that the passage of the budget had been delayed because the ministries, departments and agencies had not submitted details of their budget proposals. The Senate on February 14, 2018 therefore gave the MDA's one-week ultimatum to submit the details of our 2018 budget proposals or risk sanctions. Still talking business, the Nigerian Senate has passed the repeal and reenactment of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, which the legislative body termed the biggest business forum in Nigeria in over 28 years. The Senate shared benefits of the bill, which include making Nigeria's business environment as competitive as its counterparts around the world. Another benefit, the removal of the necessary regulatory provisions for small companies. Speaking of the passage of the new bill, Senate President Bukola said the passage of the repeal and reenactment of the Companies and Allied Matters Act is a significant milestone in the legislative agenda. The Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing has commissioned the rehabilitation of the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway with an inspection tour of the road. Director, Federal Highways, Southwest Olalekan Busari said the road has been neglected by previous administration before it was reenacted and awarded to Julius Berger for construction this month. According to Busari, the project is divided into two sections, the first of which starts from Ile-Ife and Lagos, spanning about 20 kilometers, while the second section falls in Ogun State and covers 60 kilometers. Busari said the project had suffered several setbacks in the past, but that the current administration is resuscitating it as part of its mandate to deliver infrastructure development to Nigerians. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some foreign news and some sports stories. Stay with us.